Hey guys, future me here. Before we get started in today's Guild Quest video, I just want to show you guys clearly here that I do not have the red Yamamoto that you are seeing everybody just destroy this specific instance of Guild Quest with. So this specific run is going to be a setup for those who also may not have this Yamamoto. It does make this an easy win, so if you guys have this guy, make sure he's at T20, you put the weakened defensive full stamina damage boost on him, and you are ready to go. Like, he's just that good. He absolutely makes this a joke. So if you want like a too long didn't read version, just use this guy and find some good NAD bots and go at it. But let's go ahead and go back to the past, and you guys will see the kind of setup that I use for today's Guild Quest. Hey guys, so we are going to be looking at the bane of Guild Quest right here. This is the Squad Zero Human, Quincy, and Stern Ritter setup. So unfortunately, I already did my 3 runs for the day, but I really wasn't expecting to be able to beat this, and then unfortunately, I accidentally did my first run on normal. As you guys can see, I accidentally set it up for normal and started. I wasn't really paying attention. So that happens, but what can you do? Here is the setup that I'm rocking with. We have 6-year Aizen, we have Spirits of Forever with you, Tsukishima, and then Senkai Tatsuki. Now, if you guys don't know about this Senkai Tatsuki, she is a very, very valuable unit for this Guild Quest, and that is for a multitude of reasons. She has nice super attack effect, or strong attack effects, and then also a boost. So what I decided to do for her bonus abilities was to give her the full stamina damage boost to try and get as much damage in right away, and then also give her the 55% poison resistance, so that way we could pair her up with this Resurrection Soy Phone that also gave additional poison resistance, so she is immune to poison. And then we also have Renji here for normal attack damage and damage taken, as well as Fierce Battle Byakuya for the 30% to normal attack damage. And then the double gold chappie, you can obviously replace this with a spiritual hat. So like, it's to say a spiritual hat, you know what I mean. It's what you could do is potentially replace that with something like not a Masanga, because you're not looking for that in here. This is like one of those ones where there's not a sticker. You could do a hunting cap. You could potentially do and maybe we have a hollow bait. Maybe you could do something with stamina and add that to attack. Just anything where it's like a knuckle duster for humans to gain additional attack damage and stuff like that. Really just kind of any setup. You don't need a double gold chappie to win, but it does make it a little bit easier. So moving on to the build for Tsukishima, I have another, like I said, a hunting cap here because we don't have the double chappie right here, but again, a hollow bait and a chappie. So that is kind of the setup here. And then for his bonus abilities, we are set up with full stamina damage boost as well as a start barrier, so he has a little bit of extra time to not take damage. And then here we have a NAD damage with damage taken for Zieloporo. We have poison duration for Ishin, and then poison duration as well for Byakuya. So this guy is basically set up to be immune to poison. He is max transcendence, and he gets a boost as well. So we have double boost, and then a stamina roll on slot 5, extra stat buff. So you guys can see that is a pretty decent setup. So the way that this is going to work is that these two are going to be your damage dealers. And Aizen, if you don't know how hard Guild Quest works, he is very valuable even when he is off killer, as his second strong attack has a vortex ability that keeps the enemies locked in, so they cannot hit you when they're in there, and it just lets our normal attack bots go ahead and do all their damage on them. So you guys can see here's the setup again, no tension tie. There's really no reason for it here. Maybe actually a tension tie would be better than a badge, because getting more damage on the soul bomb would be more effective, be more effective than potentially using a soul badge. So here's the setup that we'll be rocking with tomorrow. You guys can see we have double SP right here, and then we also have a tension tie for the special move effect. I meant to do that on my setup, but I accidentally did the strong attack badge, so that's fine. And then here you guys can see we're just going full recharge on Aizen, and then a little bit of damage inflicted at full stamina. We could potentially replace this with Swimsuit Rukia, so that way we have the 14% extra strong attack, so we could do something like this, and then we get the 42%, so it's like 1 extra second, but I think that that's fine. So this setup you guys can see here got me about a 48-second run or so it's definitely possible, but a little bit tricky. Could potentially take you a reset or two. But here is the build before we hop in. You guys can see everything that we are doing, and this did end up managing to get the job done. So this isn't the time where when I usually in these videos I'll tell you, like, I don't know if I'm gonna have to cut. Unfortunately today we actually 100% are going to have to cut because I am out of attempts, but you will see tomorrow I'll probably do just the 3 runs to show that it's not just like fluky. This is a very consistent team that ends up getting it done in about 50 seconds, and maybe one time you'll have to reset just because you lose a bot or something like that. But overall, I would say that this is a pretty decent setup. I really didn't have much trouble clearing this at all after I finally got the proper setup. So we'll actually, before we go, let me quickly talk about some potential other options. I don't want to leave you hanging here. So what makes this a little bit tricky, right? This is one of those ones where there's just not a ton of like super reliable options, just because a lot of the best units in the game are not there. So I would say if you have 1000-year Blood War Askin, he's Askin, however you want to say, is a very good option. This Geo right here is solid. Yuha is a good off-killer boost, but we are already running one off-killer boost with Aizen, so I don't want to have two. This guy is not really there for you. What's his name? Tetsuzaemon. We have Riruka right here. I've seen people use her. We have Stark, this Yamamoto. If you have some dupes in him, he is decent. Sodu no Shiruki. I forget how to say her name, but Rukia-san Pakuto is very good in here. And then we also have Red Jugram down here, wherever he's at. Edred is another option that you can run. And then, you know, this Jugram down here. So there are a lot of potential other options that you can run. It's just sometimes it can be a little bit tricky. In my opinion, with the Max Transcendence on Tsukishima, this is the best way to do it. So, like I said, I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow when we do another run. But this is the setup that we'll be doing, and I'll show you guys. It's not too bad. All right, it's roughly been about 24 hours since I last recorded this specific setup. But here we go. Let's go ahead and hop in, and I'll show you guys how easy this is. Now, this is when I mess it up because I'm trying to show off, right? I'll be like, oh, guys, look how easy this is, and then it doesn't work. But seriously, all you really have to do is just make sure Aizen is, like, there's always a vortex on the enemy, right? That's really all you have to do. Flash step out of here so you don't get poisoned, and then just keep the vortex on them. And then just kind of do this, and then let the Nadbots do their thing, stay back, and kind of like I said, let them do their thing. Keep the vortex up as long as you can, and then you have about 7 seconds in between each vortex. So they'll do damage like that, and you can just kind of keep up the damage with that. Then we, again, do another vortex. You can see we're about 20 seconds in, and we're already, like, killing it, right? Like, you can see the damage we're doing already. So here we go. Put another vortex on them. Then now, Candace is about to come out. And we have the weakened defense on her. She's doing her thing. And we got to get that vortex going. And, of course, they're being difficult, right? Like, I don't know what's hitting me right now. Yeah, the vortex didn't really work according to plan. There you go. You see, that's one of those rare instances. We'll keep that in the video just to show you that this stuff can happen. But that's one of those instances where you just get caught. And what you really just have to do is try and stay focused in the middle and keep that vortex going. Because if that vortex goes, Candace can't do those attacks like that. And I think what happened there was the vortex got focused off of Candace, and that was kind of messing us up. So she wasn't locked in, and she was able to do her thing. So again, I'll keep that in the video just to show you that this stuff isn't perfect, and, you know, these little mistakes can happen. So let's go ahead and try that again. That was a bad run, but that happens. And then Bambi hits us right away, but that's fine because we can drain that right back. There we go. Keep this going. And like I said, that vortex is just about to run off. Then we can go ahead and throw another one. Ryukin being difficult. But again, Aizen, his full stand doesn't really matter nearly as much as, you know, Tsukishima's and Chad's do. All right, let me get back up here. We are taking a lot more damage than we need to. So again, it's all about just keeping this going, right? Like, just keeping this vortex up. That's the whole reason you got to do right here. As long as that's up, you're good. And then I already showed off the build, so you guys kind of have an idea of what to do with the poison durations. That way they can kind of just do their thing on the board. So now, this is where we need to pay attention a little bit, right? Let's go ahead and do that. Get the weakened defense on her, and then pop the vortex and get this going. Now, everybody has their defense weakened, and we got about 10 seconds. And we are doing decent damage. It's just a matter of getting rid of getting rid of the other lackeys here, and there we go. So there you guys go. This is the run. We'll go ahead and do it one more time, but you guys can see it is not, I'm giving you kind of like in depth as we go, but it's really not that hard. Like, it's tough, but it's doable, right? That's okay. 10 orbs, nice. But very, 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 very doable. And I think that's important because this is like the hardest set of guild quests in the game. This and Espada are really tough. But, you know, if you want to look at my previous couple videos, there's Noah Phil, I have all of them up. So now with this Quincy one, I'm pretty sure we've covered every single instance of Guild Quest. We'll continue to be doing these, but this is kind of an important moment for me just because this was like the one hard Guild Quest that I wasn't able to do consistently. And not having Red Yamamoto was really holding me back from being able to do anything. And that was really bothering me. So now that we're able to get this Yamamoto in order, or not Yamamoto, just have an option here with a Vortex with Aizen, it's going to work really well, like, going forward, just because I have more options, right? I don't have to feel so pressured to make sure that I have this YAMA in the box. I want him just because he makes all guild quests easier, but, you know, if the game wants to continue to be difficult and not let me have him, even though I, you know, throw an exuberant amount of orbs on his banners, then this setup at least will get me the guild quest that I'm struggling with. So you guys can see here, this run was much, much better, right? Like, we're looking at, what, 38 seconds right there? That is much better. So there you guys go. Hard Quincy guild quest. Again, I'll reiterate, it is possible. You guys can do it. Just make sure that when you do the Senkaimen, you pick the one with Tatsuki in it, right? That's really important to make sure that you have her done, because that'll help you just kind of get through this. So we made a total of 17 orbs doing those runs, and unfortunately we did lose on the first one, but I wasn't going to reset there because I wanted to show you that there is flaws with this. So let me know down below if you guys are able to beat it. Let me know what you're using. If you're using Yamamoto and doing it real easy, then go ahead and do that. But you guys can see here, even with this setup right here, it worked out just fine. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to leave a like if you did enjoy. Subscribe if you are new, and I'll catch you guys in the next guild quest.